Hello, day 37 of Reflective Tarot, and we've got the 5th Sephirot, Gevurah, and the 9th Sephirot, Yesod. So we're doing the wands, started with the wands yesterday, and as I said, they're fire energy and they sit up the top there. You know, closest to source, so to speak. I wanted to choose some cards today to reflect on that kind of found their position up here in this kind of supernal, out there across the abyss type energies that flow down. So what I've done, I've got the Ace of Wands. Now the aces sit in Chakra, the first emanation, right at the top of the tree, opposite to, not opposite, but the other end of Malkuth, our world. So here we have the Ace of Wands. So that Chakra is like direct experience of source, of divinity. It's like, you know, purification with attitude type thing. Yeah. So the Ace of Wands, it's like a seed of fire. It's a seed of transformation, and it's energy that brings vision, goals, you know, ideals, those sorts of seeds, but fiery seeds, passionate seeds. The Queens, and I'll show you this Queen, she's beautiful, from the Starman Deck, and I think she really, this image really kind of says it all with the, I never know whether I think they're panthers, black panthers at her feet, in the underworld, and you know, the sunflowers. Beautiful card anyway. So the Queens sit in Bina, and that's the second third, and it's on the feminine receptive side. So Bina is like when the ego is completely purified and in absolute obedience. And remember, we said about obedience a little while ago, it's listen, hear, and not turning away. So absolute obedience to inner authority, and that's where the Queens sit. So there's an understanding of life under Da'ath, which is the abyss which separates spirit, divinity, spirit from the world below, so to speak. It's metaphorical, not literal, but yeah. So, but Da'ath, the understanding of Da'ath for the Queens is they see that duality of everything that is under those top 3 Sephirot. So they see the duality, they see the consciousness of separation. It's called, actually, the vision of sorrow. Yeah, it's something to reflect on. I won't reflect on it today, but so this Queen of Wands, she's received a seed of fire of transformation, the Ace of Wands from Chakra. So it's that feeling receptive, reflective, feminine energy, but this Queen of Wands has strong vision beyond self. So in terms of Gevurah, which is just under where the Queens sit, Gevurah, this 5 of Wands, she's strong. Words of Gevurah, she's strong, courageous, she's got discipline, structure, boundaries, and so you could say she's discerning and courageous in her actions, because it's fire energy, so actions. So I guess nothing in this energy, nothing dissuades the person who receives this Queen of Wands energy. Nothing dissuades them from valued vision. So the energy within Yesod, which is down here on the middle pillar, just above Malkuth. So what was I about to say? Yeah, the energy in this Yesod is strongly relational. That's a positive of Yesod, and desiring of connection, whether it's internal connection to the self, within intimate relationships, which is also Yesod, causes, nature, or spiritually, often spiritually. And because we're talking about the wands in Absolute, in Yesod, the world of Absolute, it's kind of that spiritual connectivity. So that energy is passionate, emotional feeling. It's like watery fire, I guess. Yeah, watery fire. But the other thing we need to look at is kind of the shadow of that archetypal energy of that queen. So, it can be violent and destructive, if not recognised and developed, to everyone and everything around. For instance, like if the ego is stuck in like rigid thought patterns, it can get manifested in Malkuth, through Yesod and Malkuth, as bigotry, extreme stubbornness, a kind of self-righteousness. So it'd be like a block to adjusting in life. So that's displayed here in the Five of Wands, this kind of shadow aspect in the Five of Wands. That divisive energy. So that's like the fire energy of the seed and the queen, but it's divisive, and it's, you could see that as a fight for the power and control of Gevurah. A misplaced Gevurah, a dysfunctional Gevurah. And then with the Nine of Wands, this can either be seen as wounding from someone who's got a kind of shadow, operating in shadow Gevurah. So it can be seen as a wounding, or shadow, the shadow of Yesod. So a defensiveness, a kind of self-righteousness like that, or it can indeed be seen as like a victim mentality, so, but whatever that is, that shadow that's coming out in Yesod, it doesn't allow the positive manifestation of Yesod, which is intimacy and bonding. Yeah, so these are powerful energies, fire, wands in Absolute. It's spiritual energy because it comes from up here, and closest to source. So the seeds, the aces from Kether, they're powerful in manifestation, whether positive or negative. There's massive power with them. When it's filtered into Yesod, it's like relational Yesod, bonding and intimacy, and that kind of flow of unconditional love through the heart and the Hesed. So yeah, so it's like it could be like in the positive light, when it flows through Yesod, it can be that, amazing relational bonding and intimacy, flows of unconditional love. Or if it's coming in a negative, like the shadow aspect, it can, be a violation of boundaries. This guy's had his boundaries violated, maybe through this wrongly, in this pairing, wrongly channeled Gevurah. So, and then that will result in that fear of attachment and a blocking of the channeling of the creativity of Yesod. So these energies, these wands and Queen of Wands and Ace of Wands energy, as they flow down, they strike right at our foundations, right at the depth and the core of being. So the hallmarks of the energies then will be like powerful and transformative. So like passionate, healing love, or overbearing, controlling, you know, marked by trigger tempers, rages, with either verbal or actual violence. They're kind of the hallmarks of them. And I was reflecting, you know, the question I was reflecting on, having looked at all this combination of energies and the tree within the tree, the questions I was asking was, you know, have you been subject to the energy, subject to this energy on the receiving end, either via another or through yourself? And that can be positive or negative. If it's negative, if it's the shadow energy of this, what are the wounds? What's the wounding that's been received through it? And like I said before, don't be afraid of your shadow. Most of us have been in both of those positions. Whether we've manifested, you know, actually physically manifested it or not, we've had those energies, you know, as kind of passionate, fiery energies, which have got the potential for great destruction. It's fire, can warm you or burn you, really, disrupt. The other thing that I was reflecting on, Queen of Wands she's symbolic of Hestia, the Roman goddess Vesta, the keeper of the hearth. So I was thinking, you know, the fear of facing your shadow, this energy is that kind of sense that we can relight our fire if it's dwindled and gone out, yeah, or if it's been raging out of control, we can kind of put it out and relight a fire that warms and is inviting, yeah. So I found that interesting too, because I think on the eclipse, which is, I think it's the 26th of May, Vesta, the asteroid Vesta, astrologically, it's squaring the nodes from the position of Virgo, the Virgin. So I think it's powerful, and that's the eclipse, during the eclipse. So I'm thinking it's next week or about 8 days time by the time I publish this, excuse me. So I'm thinking now is a really good time to kind of open and access and assess these kind of energies at work in us, because that transformational power during the eclipse is tremendous, because it's kind of like Queen of Wands energy. Yeah, so they were my kind of reflections, and you know, work with them. What I'm going to do, I'm kind of going to ask in my mind what, you know, where spirit would like all of us, or one of us, or some of us, to look in terms of energetics within our body with this, you know, these energetics there. Determination. That's funny because it's solar plexus, so it's fire, yeah. Determination. So that's, you know, that is real passionate fire, determination. So I guess Spirit is saying, you know, look to your determination. Are you like this kind of defensive, in a position where you've become kind of apathetic? Look at any sense of entitlement. Look at whether your determination is directed towards your benefit alone, or it's outward facing. You know, it's determination of a valuable vision, a valuable work, or it's determination and the passion to get all these obstructions out of the way, you know, because ultimately the positive flow of this wands energy, this kind of Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands through Gevurah and Yesod, ultimately it's the flow, it's this like massive water flow of unconditional love. And sometimes we need to swim upstream, you know, we need to have that kind of fire in our bellies to push through, even on our shadow work, our inner work, you know, the difficult stuff. So I think Spirit's saying, you know, have a look at your determination. If there's any lack there, then just ask for some of this endless flow of grace and power and ability. Ask for, especially if you're apathetic, ask for some fire in your belly, some, you know, determination, some vision, you know, that you value so much. You'll do your work, do everything because you want to, you know, bring that beautiful flow of love and energies through. So yeah, that's an interesting one. So I'm going to pull us, what I've done, I've got these elementals, but I thought it was such fiery energy today while I was reflecting. I've sorted out the fire elementals to, you know, I've taken away the air, water. Should have put water in with the Queen of Wands as well. She's watery fire. But I've just got this fire energy because it was so fiery, and we'll see what Spirit has to say about that. Oh, well, I don't know if this is a good one, but it's certainly, you know, you can see that. That really is. Events are happening at a fast pace. Many things will happen at once. So really, I think maybe those thoughts this morning of Vesta and the positioning astrologically, go have a look at that. I'm sure, yeah, it's Saturn Virgo. I mean, I know for me, it's sat right on my Pluto. If you're in the 50s age group, you've got Vesta sitting near your Pluto in Virgo. So worth looking at that, because if things are happening at a fast pace, you know, this is where our energies can kind of get out of control. They can burn us, I think. And I'll give us a message card as well, just to finish the reading off. Daily healing. Yeah, it's interesting energy, but that passionate fire wand energy is just, you know, can give you such vision and such passion to carry it out, even in the most, you know, like these salmon, the most adverse conditions. I mean, they swim against like incredible odds to spawn, you know, and in that sense where they're taking their seed, yeah, look, they're taking their seed back upstream. So kind of vision can be like that, us taking our seed of vision, you know, upstream for the benefit of you know, other people, future generations, almost. Right, okay, let's have a look at this. Nice bit of, I think that may possibly be the moon there. Yeah, interesting. Ah, celebrate your achievements. You're truly a gift to the universe. So yeah, just just have a look, you know, at this energy, not just the shadow of it, but if you're in tendency to kind of work so hard on your shadow, you forget those achievements and the beauty and who you are, you know. Focus on those too. Ask for more of the same, because it's saying you're a gift, you know. Seek your vision out, have determination, and sort out any conflict within and without, or any wounding that's happened to you or you've dealt out, and relight a new fire, you know, a passionate vision. All right, lots of love. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.